Hey, Sam.
How you doing?
Dina King, Tar Heel Illustrated. My question is, we know how much a film room junkie you are. When Syracuse was announced as the first opponent, how much more extra time have you been in the film room, considering they've got a new defensive coordinator, Tony White?
Yeah, we definitely spent a lot of time watching film. They do have new DC, Tony White. He came from Arizona State, so I've kind of looked into his history and see where he's been in his past, and looked at some of that stuff. And also looking at Syracuse film, even though Tony White wasn't there last year, still looking at personnel and stuff like that. So I've definitely spent a lot of time watching film.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Andrew Jones, you're up.
Hey, Sam, you've gotten an awful lot of attention this offseason and certainly in the last month. How have you handled that? Is that something that you can't avoid, or do you seek it out, or how do you kind of go through the fact that you are all over the place pretty much?
Yeah, I really don't look at it much. I think it's hard. It's hard not to look at it all the time, but I'm definitely blessed and thankful for the position that I'm in. I think when you have a lot of attention, it can be good and bad. So it's just about how you handle it. My big thing is, I think a lot of people have high expectations for me this year, but just because it's supposed to happen doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and have a great season. I still got to take it day by day and prepare as best as I can and have success on Saturday. So no matter what they say, I still got to do my job every single day. So that's kind of how I go about that.
Do you see it as maybe a responsibility to live up to it, or just as motivation to know that you can be at a certain level and based on what a lot of people are saying and what your past performance has dictated?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I really don't care about what anyone else says. I know the type of player I can be if I keep doing what I'm supposed to do. So no one's expectations are higher than my own. I set myself to a high standard, and I just go by that every single day, no matter if people are saying good things about me or bad things about me. I just stick to my own standard and my own expectations.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to Luke Buxton. Luke, go ahead.
What's up, Sam? Looking back at last year when you started the season for South Carolina as true freshman to this year, kind of wanted to see what, in your mind, biggest changes in your game on a physical kind of understanding of the game on a mental level, and then also on the kind of a confidence level in yourself.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is transition from year one to year two is this time last year, I really had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what game day was like. I had no idea what game speed was like at this level. So I think this year, just having that 1 year under my belt has really helped me from a confidence standpoint, and really just knowing how to prepare now, because last year I was kind of preparing for the unknown. I had people telling me how it was going to be and stuff like that, but until you actually go out there, you really don't know. So definitely just knowing exactly what it's like to play in a college football game is definitely easier to prepare, because now I know what it's like.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, next up is Alyssa Ray. Alyssa, go ahead.
Yeah, Sam, you guys have such a balanced offense. As a quarterback, how exciting is it for you to know that you have so many weapons surrounding you?
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm truly blessed to have all these guys around me. I have so many good receivers here and two of the best backs in the country, I think. So, and our O-line's done a really good job. They've improved a lot since last year. So, and we can have all the weapons we want, but if the O-line's not doing their job, then it's kind of just a waste. So, O-line's really improved. So we feel good about what they're doing, and that just gives me the opportunity to spread the ball around to the athletes we have on this team. So we're definitely blessed to have all the guys we have here.
Okay, next up is David Hale.
Hey, Sam. I was curious. I've heard about some of your epic video game battles with your roommates. I guess you've played some of the guys that you were on the recruiting trail with, like Ryan Helinski as well. Can you tell me a little bit about how competitive you are in those environments, and how much does stuff like that, just kind of unplugging from the world of college football for a little while, how important is that to you, and just sort of you're getting your mind right for what else goes on in the rest of your day?
Yeah, I definitely take video games pretty seriously. I think just a good way to get away from football and just life in general. You kind of just wander off into your own little space when you play video games. So it's definitely something I try to do from time to time. I don't play a whole lot during the season, but it definitely is just to give your brain a little break from really everything that's going on in the world. So, and I take everything serious from a competitive standpoint. I like to say I'm a competitive person. So no matter who I'm playing, no matter what game it is, I'm taking it serious.
Is there like some smack talk when you're playing guys from other schools?
Oh, definitely. It don't matter who I'm playing with. If it's some random little kids on the internet, I'm talking smack. It don't matter who it is.
Do those little kids ever realize that it's Sam Howell that's talking smack to them?
Nah, because my username isn't my name on a video game, so I can't leave any traces or anything like that when I'm talking smack to kids.
Smart. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to CL Brown.
Hi, Sam, what do you see as the advantages and disadvantages of playing a game where there'll be no fans in the stands? From a quarterback's perspective, what are the advantages and disadvantages?
Yeah, I mean, I think the advantages obviously is the crowd noise on the offensive side of the ball, but when you're playing at home, you really don't have any crowd noise when you're on offense. So really, I don't think there's any advantages at home of no crowd noise. I think it's all kind of disadvantages. I think when you go on the road, it's going to be easier to hear each other talk on the offensive side of the ball. So I think at home there really is no advantages and no crowd noises. I think it's just straight disadvantages. But at the end of the day, it's what we got to do this year. So if that's what it takes to play football this year, then that's what it takes.
And kind of getting back to the expectations, who kind of keeps you grounded? Who tells you that, you know, maybe not going as far as saying you're not good enough, but saying something like you can do better. Like, yeah, this was good, but you could do it this way. This would be a little bit better. Who's that person that kind of keeps you level-headed?
Oh yeah, kind of like I said earlier, I hold myself to a higher standard than anyone else holds me to. So, I mean, no matter if people are saying good things about me, I'm holding myself to a high standard. No matter if I have success on a play, there's still probably something on that play I could have done better. So definitely, I would just say myself. Obviously, my teammates do a good job holding me accountable, but definitely, I hold myself to a higher standard than anyone else holds me to. So I think that's the only way I can get better.
All right, thanks.
JB Ricks, go ahead.
Hey, Sam, good to see you, buddy. I got a two-part question for you. My first question refers to something that Matt Brown said yesterday in regards to how he had to be a leader for you guys as far as controlling his emotions during this chaotic offseason on whether we were going to play, whether we were not going to play, and, you know, people getting down on themselves or whatever, or, you know, just dealing with the anxiety. But now that we're here with the actual game week, what is the vibe in practice? What is the vibe that you're seeing with your teammates as you guys get ready to play a season that was in flux, you know, since March?
Yeah, we're definitely excited to be out here. Really, to be honest with you, it's kind of like a sigh of relief because there's so much unknown, and we really just had no idea if we were going to play. We had no idea who we were going to play. So definitely just it's finally game week, so it's really just a sign of relief that we actually got to this point. You know, we're just thankful that we're allowed to play football this season. So we're definitely excited to be out here, and we're really excited to get out there on Saturday and do what we do.
And the second part of my question is for you specifically as an individual. How excited are you that we are getting a 2020 season, considering the success that you were able to get during your freshman year and wanting to keep that momentum going throughout your collegiate career, you know, for whatever goals you may have beyond college?
Yeah, I'm definitely very excited because I know the team that we can have this year with all the guys we have coming back. I think we have a really, really talented football team right now, and we have some really, really good coaches leading us. So I think really we can do whatever I think the sky's the limit for us this fall. So I was definitely disappointed when people were talking about, like, we might not play this year because I really want to have a chance to play with this team. You know, I think if we ended up playing in the spring, the team would have looked a little different with guys going to the NFL and stuff like that. So we really just want the opportunity for this team that we have to play, and we're getting that now, so we got to take advantage of it.
All right, thanks so much, buddy. Good luck this year.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, let's go over to Madeline Coleman.
So I'm asking this in the most genuine way possible, but given everything that has been happening in our country and over the last several months, how are you?
That's a great question. I think I'm fine now. Just knowing that we're having a season, we get to play. I think it was hard these past couple of months, just so much unknown. You didn't really know what to prepare for. We had a whole game plan set in for UCF, and now we're playing Syracuse. So it definitely is hard. There's been so much change, but I just try to stay positive and look. I think with every situation, you have two ways of looking at it. You can either be positive about it, you can be negative about it. So I just try to take the positive side of things. I think that's just how you can live a happier life and things like that. So just try to be positive, just try to be a good role model for people around me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Gregory Hall.
Sam, what have you seen out of the Syracuse defense while watching film?
I think that they have some talented players on their defense. I think Tony White, I haven't really seen him as a coordinator, but the defense they run, they do a really good job. They do a lot of different things. They're very multiple. So I think it's a really, really good challenge for us. I think the type of defense they run is different than most defenses. So it definitely is a great challenge for us. So we definitely got to be ready to go on Saturday.
Mac has talked about y'all's offensive line as being kind of the last question mark on the offense. I was just wondering your take on how they've progressed and how many guys are ready to step in on Saturday.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job as far as progressing from last year to this year. I think they took most of the guys, really all the guys, took the offseason very, very serious. And over the time while we were all back home, they took that serious, and they were making sure they're working out. Like Brian Anderson, our starting center, he's come a really long way since last year. So we're definitely excited about him. And there's some other guys that have stepped up and really picked up their game since last year. So I feel really good and comfortable with all those guys that will be playing up there.
All right, next up is Greg Barnes. Greg, go ahead. Greg, you there, bud? Well, let's go over to Mark Armstrong then.
Sam, absolutely nothing has been normal these last several months. As you head into this game, is there anything that is normal to you that you'll be able to depend upon once the game starts?
Yeah, I think once the game starts, it's football. I think everything else as far as like the travel things and how you're eating your meals, all that stuff will be different. But once you get on the field, it's football. I think everything kind of, I don't want to say disappears, but everything else kind of disappears when you get on the field. We're just playing football. So I think that's really the only normal thing kind of about this season. But yeah, so that's really probably the only normal thing is when you actually get out there and start playing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, that's all we got for today. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.